Hi everybody, today we talk again about the Italian vehicles available in the Italian Tech.III in War Thunder. Today we will take a look at the light and medium tanks available at rank 2. If you want to see the video about the tier 1 vehicles, click on the right upper corner that will bring you to my playlist containing such videos. This is the AB43, that stands for Autoblindo 1943. You can find this vehicle at tier 2 at BR 2.0. It has 4 men as crew, the hull is 8mm of armor all round, while the turret gets a 37mm gun mantlet and 18mm the rest. It is armed with a 4740 Mod 38 cannon and a coaxial Breda 8mm machine gun. The main gun can fire Granata Mod 35 HE high explosive shell and the Granata Perforante Mod 39 APBC armor piercing ballistic capped shell. This vehicle is an upgrade over the AB41. The main improvement was the new gun housed in an up-armored turret. Unfortunately, only the prototypes were ready before the armistice. The Germans got hold of the prototypes and ordered 102 of these vehicles to be produced, referring to it often as AB43-203I or AB41-43. Some of these vehicles would also receive the same 20mm gun as the AB41. Next up is the M3A3, that can be found at tier 2 at BR 2.3. It has 4 men as crew, and the armor of the hull is 25mm the upper plate and front glacis, 45mm the lower plate, 25mm the side and rear, while the turret is 38mm with 50mm gun mantlet. The tank is armed with a 37mm M6 cannon and two 7.62 M1919A4 machine guns, one coaxial and one roof-mounted. The main gun can fire the M74B1 AP armor-piercing shell and the M51B1B2 APCBC armor-piercing capped ballistic capped shell. Italy received the M3A3 after World War II. Italy joined NATO and the USA supplied a number of different vehicles as part of a military aid program. This tank was called Carro Leggero M3 in Italian service. We now move to the medium tanks, where we find first the M1542, that stands for Carro Medio 15 tonnellate 1942. It has 4 men as crew, and it has as armor for the hull 50mm upper plate, 25mm front glacis, 30mm lower plate, while the turret it has 30 plus 40mm gun mantlet and 45mm front turret. The tank is armed with a 4740 Mod 38 cannon and 2 Breda 8mm machine guns, one coaxial and one roof-mounted. The main gun fires the Granata Mod 35 HE shell and the Granata Perforante Mod 38 APCBC shell. The M1542 is the last variant of the M13 family. It received a new engine, new gun and more armor compared to the previous M1441. 112 tanks were built, and then the whole were redirected to the production of the Semoventi M42. Interestingly, the only combat use of this vehicle in Italian service was by the Ariete II division against the German forces. After the capitulation, 92 were confiscated by the Germans and 28 more were produced. This is the Panzer P40. It can be found at tier 2 at BR 3.0. It has a 5-man crew and the armor of the hull is 50mm for the lower part, 50 plus 20mm for the upper part, 50mm for the front part of the turret, and 30mm for the gun mantlet. This tank is armed with the KWK-37 short-barreled 75mm gun and a MG-34 coaxial machine gun. The main gun can fire APC-BC, HE, and 2 different variants of the HIT, high explosive anti-tank rounds. The Panzer III-N were supplied to the Italian army in May 1943 to create the M division. After the armistice, these tanks were taken back by the German forces. The Italian Panzer III-N can be recognized due to the lack of the add-on armor on the sides of the tank due to the Italian decision of not using side skirts. The last tank for today is the P40, that stands for Carro Pesante 1940. It has 4 men as crew, and the armor of the hull is between 30 and 50mm for the front glacis, 50mm for the lower glacis, 75mm for the driver's edge. The turret front is 50mm, while the gun mantlet is 48 plus 48mm. The tank is armed with a L34 75mm Ansaldo cannon and a coaxial 8mm Breda machine gun. The main gun can fire the APC-BC Granata Perforante 75-32, the HIT EPS M42 and the HE Granata 75-32 rounds. The P40 has entered service with the Italian army with 5 pre-production vehicles. Despite entering service in 1943, it is called P40 because the project started in 1940. The first draft was called P75 due to the 75mm gun. Many prototypes followed with different engines and different guns. After the armistice, the Germans produced a few more of these tanks. The tank in-game is referred to as a medium tank due to its weight of 26 tons, but in Italian service was referred to as a heavy tank. The tank can also be found under the nomenclature of P2640, and it is regarded as the best Italian tank of World War II.